Hi, my name is Allison Shore. First off, I want to start by saying I am outside. I work on a farm, and I'm about to start my shift soon. So, just wanted to clear the air. If it's windy, I apologize in advance. I will speak loud and I will speak clear so you can hear me. Hopefully, it's not too bad. If you hear some horses, ignore them. But I just want to say that I appreciate Moreland so much for being so descriptive with his writing. He goes and uses examples of like personal experiences or just like different analogies to help really get the point across and really help us understand as we're reading, and I appreciate that because sometimes reading things like this can be a bit hard, and so yeah, I truly do appreciate that he's done that. So the two things that I wanted to talk about within anti-intellectualism is the spreading of a irrelevant gospel, and then also the lack of boldness in church. Two of these things I thought were really important to me, I guess because I related to them a little bit more, especially at the moment. So I'll start off by saying he says that we use the gospel now, we spread it as a need. No, I have it right here. He describes it a certain way that I really liked, and a means of addressing felt needs. So we were basing a lot of things off of emotions when we're giving our testimonies and trying to convince people to turn to God. And he says why that doesn't work, why using your feelings to persuade people to come to God doesn't work, because not everybody is as in touch with their feelings as you may be. I never thought about that because I'm super in touch with my feelings, so it was nice to see that like not everybody has that perspective. Obviously I knew that in the back of my mind, but you just forget sometimes, and it was a good reminder. So I'll start off by saying this is definitely true. Obviously anything that he says is pretty true, but sorry, also getting over COVID. Emotions in general and feelings can be so powerful, and they can cloud knowledge, and they can cloud truth, and they can cloud just common sense. I mean, they're very powerful things, especially if you are in touch with your emotions. I know the things I feel can be very powerful, and I don't always know how to handle them, and sometimes they can even be overwhelming. So I think a lot of people within the Christian community experience that. And although yes, we do love how we feel, especially when we get to feel the Holy Spirit and we feel that grace, we feel that mercy, we feel that love. It's all great feelings, but not everybody, when they become Christians, they don't feel that immediately. I didn't. I know a lot of my friends haven't, because it's a process, right? It's a process to get there at that point with God. Your relationship is a process with God. And so when we're using feelings as as bait, it to hook people in, it doesn't always work. And I think this is just really infiltrated the church because feelings are just so powerful, and I think we forget that we should speak truth and not feelings, which is very important. The truth and using knowledge, using what the Bible has given you, that's what's going to bring people to God, not how you felt on a Tuesday after you worshiped. Like he definitely puts it a better way than I could, but that's just something that I did kind of really like to read. So yeah. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was the boldness in church, lack of boldness in church. We lack it. We definitely lack it a lot. We lack asking questions more than anything. I think there's another girl who said it too, who she said, I don't remember her name, she said that sometimes as Christians, we can associate questions with doubt, and with doubt comes shame. And that shouldn't be how it is. I think with questions comes more knowledge, and with more knowledge comes more truth. And so using that and looking at it in that perspective of, I get more truth out of my relationship with God and out of what the gospel is saying and what the gospel is telling me, than saying like, oh, like you don't know what that means, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know that part of the gospel. Because as Christians, we can sometimes be really judgmental or intimidating or even shameful to others. We do sometimes get that I'm better than you type of feeling towards others, because we may know more than the person asking the question, but that's no reason to put shame to that person. And I think that's how the lack of boldness has infiltrated the church, is that we can be some of the most judgmental people. I didn't grow up in church. My friends did, but my mom, she won't go to church because of the things that she has been told, and because of the things that she has gone through with some people from church, because they were so rude and so judgmental to her for just not being the Christian that they wanted her to be, I guess is the way to put it. There's no perfect Christian, and it's really important to remember that as we go along. It's also really important to remember that you should not be afraid to ask questions. Questions are everything. I probably ask too many questions. I'm going through something right now with my church where I'm actually questioning something that my pastor is doing, and I don't know how to get my point across. I want to do it in a very respectful manner, obviously, but I know one of the elders and I have kind of talked to her a little bit about having a further conversation about what I'm questioning and stuff. And so obviously taking that step of talking to an elder is very intimidating and very, should I be doing this? Is this really the right thing to do? I don't want to cause trouble. You're not causing trouble if you're respectful about it. If you're going about it the right way, you have a right to ask questions and to confront things that you're unsure about. I believe that just because you are a leader in the church or have a title to your name, I believe that that's not a reason that you can't be questioned. And I think most people believe the opposite, that, oh, he's my pastor, like I can't question him. He should know what he's talking about. And while yes, that's true, sometimes that's not always the case. And so important to remember that we can really work on probably asking more questions. I think it's very important, because when we ask more questions, we get more knowledge. So. I think the way that we could fix these two things is definitely just, well, obviously, ask more questions. But be bold, stand firm in your faith, speak truth, speak so much truth. go off of the gospel, not your personal feelings. Because then somebody might get mad if they're not getting those same feelings that you got, you know? So it's just not good to put unrealistic expectations, I guess, on feelings as a Christian, because you don't always go through the most pleasant feelings or emotions, especially when you're first turning to Christ. So, yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully sitting outside wasn't too bad. You were able to hear me. I didn't ramble on too much. I tend to do that sometimes. I didn't repeat myself too much either, hopefully. So I really enjoy this class. I enjoy the critical thinking. I enjoy this book. And I hope to enjoy the rest of the semester. So, thank you.